Here's what you should know about your local housing market in this week's Market Update. Despite a strong start to 2026, it seems like this past week or so, we've seen inventory sputtering a little bit. Now, I can't help but think that it has something to do with the weather. We had a mild temperatures to kick off 2026. We got hit with that big snowstorm, which didn't really seem to throw too much of a wrench in things, just a minor hiccup, and then things bounced back. But although it has been warmer this past week, we've seen a lot of the snow melting. It has just been gray and gloomy, and I think that has more of a negative effect on the consumer activity than the cold sunny weather. Honestly, even though it's warm enough for people to go outside, it's just that it demotivates people. So I'm hoping that once we see some of the snow melt, some of the sun come out, that will kick things back into gear. That buyer activity is still extremely strong. We just do not have the inventory locally to support that buyer activity. So if you're thinking of selling, let's get going. I know looking at this gloomy weather, you might think, I want to wait till the flowers bloom, the sun comes out to get my home on the market. While it might show a little bit better then, you're going to have more competition. The buyers are out now, and there is very little competition for you home sellers. So that being said, let's get into the stats this week in Morristown, Chatham, Madison, Harding, Mars Plains, Mendham, Chester, Bernardsville, Basking Ridge, and Randolph. We saw 25 homes come on the market this past week in these towns. That is a 47% decline from last week, where we saw 47 homes come on the market last week. So 25 homes came on the market this week. 18 of them were single-family houses, and 7 of them were condos or townhouses. We saw an average list price of these homes of $1,056,000. That's just a 2% decrease over last week's average list price. Total inventory remains even with last week, with 148 homes currently on the market. Total homes, and that being said, all right, well, we had a lot of homes come on the market last week. This week we're flat with the number of homes that actively on the market. So anything that came on the market, we saw go quickly. So total homes sold this past week in these towns, we saw 17 homes sell this past week. That's a 35% decrease over the number of homes sold last week. Average list price of these homes was $1,258,000. The average sale price was $1,288,000. So this past week, we saw homes sell for an average of 2.4% above the list price, which is pretty much what we saw last week. We saw just 2 towns where homes sold below list price. Morristown, we had 4 sales, and the average was 1% below the list price. And Basking Ridge, we had 5 sales, and the average was 2.4% below list price. Otherwise, in the rest of these towns, we saw homes sell at or above list price, anywhere from Chatham with homes selling even at list price. That was just 1 home. Anywhere up to the highest being Mendham at 9% above list price. We saw 1 home sell this past week in Mendham at 9% above list price. Otherwise, 1%, 2%, 5%, pretty much the norm in terms of how high homes are selling above list price. Those bidding wars are still happening. I expect them to continue happening. Like I said, strong buyer demand, low inventory. Under contract this past week, we saw 24 homes go under contract. That is a 27% decline over last week. The average list price of the homes that went under contract were $1,072,000, and the average days on market for the homes that went under contract were 36 days on market. Keep in mind, for these under contract, least complete data, but most current data. We really don't know what really panned out with these sales until they close. So once again, if you're thinking of selling your home, let's get going. The weather does not really do much to motivate us, but I will tell you the buyers are out and the inventory is light, the competition is low. Don't necessarily wait until that sun comes out, because all of your competition will be coming out at the same time. So thanks so much for checking in with me. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll catch you again next week.